Welcome to our Mock Interview Pro series. Today, we're diving deep into preparing for an investigation officer interview. Whether it's problem solving, teamwork, leadership, or ethical decision making, we'll guide you through each aspect to help you shine in your interview. Let's begin with our first question. Can you describe a situation where you successfully solved a complex investigation issue? This question is all about showcasing your problem solving skills and how you tackle challenges in investigations. Let's explore some tips on how to approach this type of question thoughtfully. Start with a specific example that clearly sets the scene. Walk through the steps you took to analyze the problem. Highlight how you worked with others and what the outcome was. Mention what you learned from the experience. Keep it concise and relevant to the role. Now, let's look at an example answer to bring these tips to life.
In a case involving data breaches, I led a team to analyze logs and identify the source. We collaborated with our IT department and discovered that the breaches were coming from a third-party vendor. By securing the environment and implementing stricter controls, we reduced incidents by 50%.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for investigation officer. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Can you give an example of a time you worked as part of a team on an investigation? This question aims to assess your teamwork skills and how well you collaborate with others in an investigation setting. Here are some pointers to help you structure your response effectively. Pick a specific project where you were part of a team. Describe your role and what you were responsible for. Illustrate how the team communicated and collaborated. Discuss any challenges you faced and how they were resolved. Conclude with the results of the investigation and lessons learned. Let's go through an example answer to see these tips in action.
In a recent cybercrime investigation, I was part of a team of 4 officers. My role was to analyze digital evidence while closely working with our tech specialist. We held daily briefings to share our findings and developed a strategy to gather more evidence. Although we faced data retrieval challenges, our teamwork led to a successful prosecution.
Tell me about a time you took the lead on an investigation. What was the outcome? This question is designed to evaluate your leadership abilities and how you handle taking charge of an investigation. Let's explore some strategies for crafting a compelling response. Select a specific investigation you led. Clearly define your role and responsibilities. Describe the methods you used during the investigation. Explain the outcome and the impact of your leadership. Reflect on the lessons learned from the experience. Now, let's go through an example to illustrate these points.
In my previous role as a compliance officer, I led an investigation into a potential data breach. I coordinated with the IT team to collect evidence, conducted staff interviews, and analyzed access logs. We discovered a phishing scheme, enhanced our security protocols, and confirmed no data was lost.
Imagine you receive a tip about suspicious activity, but you lack concrete evidence. What steps would you take? This question tests your decision-making skills and how you handle uncertain situations. Here are some steps to consider when answering this type of question. Assess the credibility of the tipster and their information. Gather additional context about the suspicious activity. Conduct preliminary research or surveillance to gather more evidence. Document all findings and observations meticulously. Report your findings to the appropriate authority for further action. Let's review an example answer to illustrate these steps.
I would first evaluate the credibility of the tipster and determine how reliable their information is. Then, I would gather more context by checking public records or conducting discrete inquiries. Any observations would be documented thoroughly before escalating the findings to my supervisor.
You discover that a team member is withholding evidence. How would you handle this situation? This question is designed to understand how you deal with ethical dilemmas and ensure the integrity of investigations. Here are some thoughtful approaches to tackle this question. Address the issue directly but calmly with the team member. Gather all relevant facts before approaching anyone else. Consider the motivations behind their actions to understand the situation. Document your findings and interactions for accountability. Report the issue to a supervisor if necessary, following protocol. Let's go over an example to see how you might navigate this type of situation.
I would first talk to the team member privately to understand why they are withholding evidence, as open communication is key. If they have valid concerns, I would want to address those directly. If unresolved, I would inform my supervisor and document everything for transparency.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF, totally free. Just grab it below.